Hi everyone. I'd like to do a little live broadcast again on posture today. And in my last one I already talked about posture versus postural alignment, that we as singers often think about having good posture, but we're not thinking so much in terms of good postural alignment. That might be slightly different from singer to singer. Today I'd like to talk about quick fixes versus long-term strategies. I think many of you, and possibly myself included when I started out, were always thinking, yes, I'll start my singing practice, or I prepare for a gig or a concert or whatever, and I fix my posture in that very moment. So I have like a little routine that I maybe go through, and that will help me with my singing. While there are quick fixes or little strategies that will help you to get the best out of your voice in that very moment, and that work with what is possible for you to do in that very moment. I think they're never as effective as having the long term in your mind and trying to improve your postural alignment with medium to long term strategies. And that essentially means having some sort of routine in place that you do on a regular basis. I did a little sort of questionnaire on some of my social networks a while back and asked some of the singers I know, but also the ones that are just following me on social networks, what they do about posture and improving their posture and improving their postural alignment. Because there are quite a few sort of exercise regimes that are quite good for improving your posture in the long run, or help you as a singer to activate the right muscle groups and also to get rid of tension. Because you can't expect to go into your daily singing practice and go through a little routine and miraculously everything will just improve. As I said, there are little quick fixes that you can do, but they will only help to work with what's there in the moment, and that might still not be leading you towards your full potential. So, I mean, an important thing to think about is obviously, where are my personal tensions? Where do I have trouble to activate the muscle groups that are really, really important for a singer? This is something that obviously you wouldn't need to assess with either a physio or your singing teacher if they notice there are little things not going quite so right. So that's very, very hard to do just online. So everyone is really different and everyone has different tensions and things that might already work quite well. But if you have questions about that, feel free to ask them. That's not a problem. I might be able to point you into the right direction anyway, or give you a couple of tips. But I would really strongly recommend that after you assessed what is maybe not going so right, and also if you have an awareness actually how your voice changes if you activate the muscle groups that are necessary, to then look into medium to long-term strategies to actually improve what you're currently doing with regards to your postural alignment. You can go to the gym. There's certain routines that are quite good. You need to watch, obviously, always do it with a good instructor. Stretching is a very, very good thing to do for any singer, but you would need to know which muscle groups to stretch and which ones are particularly important for you. Then there's yoga and Pilates. Everything that also works on your breathing. At the same time, you always need to be a tiny bit careful and have a closer look into, okay, am I doing anything that might be counterproductive to what I need to do as a singer? But nevertheless, they're very, very good to get alignment into place again if it's maybe a tiny bit out of whack, and especially to sort of strengthen your core, which is really, really important for singers. Then you might want to look into strategies like Alexander technique, Feldenkrais, which probably feel quite different and quite small to you if you're more used to going to the gym and doing real exercise in big quotation marks. But they really, really help singers, and I can't recommend them enough. And also sports like swimming, for instance, are really good for your postural alignment as well. So I would be really interested to hear from you, what are you currently doing? Are you doing anything at all? And are you aware that you need to work on your postural alignment as a singer in the long term, and not just when you're going into your singing practice? And also, are you aware which muscle groups are actually important for you as a singer? Are you aware that the activation of those muscle groups maybe changes depending on what you sing, where in your range you're singing, what you're doing dynamically, and so on? So there's a whole host of questions that needs to be asked when you're thinking about postural alignment for singers. So feel free to ask your questions. Also, don't forget, if you're watching this on my Facebook fan page, there's also a closed group, a private group, if you feel a bit reluctant to ask your questions in a more public setting. Feel free to join. The link is attached on my Facebook page. So if you have questions that you maybe don't want to ask in public, that's totally fine. Okay, and then I'll hopefully see you again in the next broadcast. And up until then, happy practicing and work on your alignment. Bye-bye.